Okay, Pastor. So, what do you wish you had known about being a pastor before accepting the position here at Shiloh?
Um, you know, largely how much time I would spend uh, getting adults to get along, trying to convince them to get along. Um, I wish I had known how frequently I would repeat some of the same things,
Okay.
right? Um, I wish I had known, even on the heels of today and in preparation for another service tomorrow, how deeply and how quickly I would love the people so deeply, right? That when there have been losses, I feel like a part of me, right, has gone home. I think about Deacon Norfleet, right, who maybe I had 2.5 years with, three, Loretta Wynn, who I think about. She gave me the best advice ever about tending to my voice. Bourbon instead of, can I say that? Right? Bourbon instead of instead of cough syrup. It's easier on the vocal cords, right? Today, Sister Dolores Hairston, and a few others, but just the ways that those things would impact me. Those are things that I wish I had known. Did not see it on the radar. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What advice would you give yourself 3 to 5 years ago, especially when you thought you had it all figured out and then you face trials and tribulations?
So, advice I would give to myself. I think if I go back 5 years ago, I would probably, tell myself, you're enough, right? There were some fears I had 5 years ago, right? That 5 years later, I recognized they were just that fear. They weren't necessarily real.
Right.
That probably the things that I thought were the worst things that could happen, they didn't happen, right? And things went so much better. So I tell myself to hang in there, right? Have the measure of confidence that you need in myself and in the God who called me and walks with me in the journey called life. Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, I love that. Now we have a special guest from the teen ministry who wants to sit down and converse with Dr. Brown.
Oh, Trey.
How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I got all my faves in here today.
Yes.
All right, let's go.
Okay. My first question is, if you could have been anything other than our pastor, what occupation would you be?
Well, now that I am your pastor, I can't think of any occupation that I'd rather be. But before I was a pastor, before I was in full-time ministry, my goal was to do two things. I either wanted to come back home to Perth Amboy and be the superintendent of schools, or I wanted to go back to Virginia State and be the head basketball coach,
Oh, okay.
women's basketball coach. Yeah.
And do you have a favorite R&B artist?
Oh, I got a bunch of them. Mostly like 90s R&B though.
Got it.
Casey, JoJo.
Right.
Yeah.
What are some pivotal moments that shaped the person you are today?
Oh, I think I'm a little older now, so there's been a few pivotal moments. But I will say salvation, right? Choosing Christ for myself at 12, at 13, the call. God's call on my life, because I've shared this before, that since I was 13 years old, I've lived and made decisions with the sense and burden of call, and kind of with this awareness of asking God, how can your will be done best in my life, right? So when I was making decisions about where to go to college and things like that, I'd also say that my college years, all 4 of them, were pivotal. I grew up at Virginia State. And then not just those 4 years, but the 5 years I spent living in Richmond, working and being away from my family were also pivotal because I grew up even more than I had to learn how to pay bills and be responsible, for myself, how to navigate the world without, my parents being right here, being a phone call away, but not, just a bedroom door away, right? Yeah. And then, of course, being called to senior pastor of Shiloh has also been a pivotal moment. Meeting you, Trey, pivotal moment.
What what's some advice you would give to yourself at different ages? So first we have child you.
Oh my goodness. I would tell that, I think I was 4. Like I was like 4 years old. I'd tell that girl, what would I tell her? Girl, listen to your mother. Stop talking back. No, at 4, wow. How y'all get those pictures? Yeah, no, I would tell that little girl to not be afraid of her own voice. I was really shy, right, at that age. I was shy probably until my senior year in high school. But yeah, I would probably tell myself at 4, you don't have to be so shy.
Got it.
Right.
And then we have teenage pastor.
Wow. That actually was my senior picture in college.
Oh, nice.
I would tell her to keep her abs. Stay in shape, girl. Keep these abdominal muscles like they are, right? But also, I tell her we're in for a journey, and it's going to be a journey that requires you to be pliable, right? Willing to pivot with the ways that God wants to move you and use you. And I guess right there, I didn't know that all of this was coming. I had another set of plans right there. Yeah.
And then lastly, young adult pastor.
With my grandma. I'm thinking that picture might have been the year I was licensed to preach, if not a year or so later. So it was early in ministry. But yeah, there's so much I can tell that one, right? That a lot of people would change, but the things that I would face later in the name of just kind of growing up and maturing into an adult as a young adult, that they were survivable, right? And that for broken hearts, things like that, God always has something better, so spend less time crying over spilled milk and go get you a milkshake, girl. That's what I would tell her.
Okay. And then my last question is, what is your favorite and least favorite part about being a pastor?
Oh, there's so many favorite parts. I think it is, I think about it because I'm talking to you, that, on Sundays when I get up and I'll see you, and when I got here 4 years ago, you were like a little kid.
Yes.
And then you walk by and I'm like, how's Trey getting so tall, right? And kind of how shy you were, and now you just kind of coming into your own. So my favorite part is watching people grow. Watching the kids become teenagers and young adults. I saw Bree and Amaya Rose in the hallway, and it's like college girls, but they were like preteens when I got here 4 years ago. So just the opportunity to watch people grow, to grow in their faith, right? Explore new things that they may not have, the laughter, the things that happen in community. The variety of people that are part of Shiloh, and the fact that I get the honor and the privilege of pastoring them, which also invites me into some deeply, personal and sacred spaces in people's lives, that I kind of become everybody's extra family member, right? That's cool. Visioning and dreaming with people, Those are some of the favorites, baby dedications and baptisms, preaching the gospel and seeing responses or seeing like those sermons live in the lives of people. That's amazing. When we win together, right? That's cool. Again, I'd say like my least favorite is when people pass away, right? Those are my least favorite. When people pass away, and even sometimes when they like move away. I know they're moving away because there's better options, but I get a little separation anxiety because I really love people and I like, people being around.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's all of my questions.
Thank you, Trey.
Thank you.